Hello, I'm Randy Bush, the President and CEO of RK Ventures Incorporated. We are the manufacturers of the Lake Air brand air purifiers and smoke heaters. Today, I want to show you a new calculator that we have on our website. The calculator has a number of sections where you input information. We'll quickly go through them here. First of all, we have the dimensions. Then we have the air quality, the number of air changes per hour, how we're going to be filtering out the air. Then we have the noise reduction section. This lets you set up a system for different noise levels. After that, we have ventilation and ventilation type. And then we get to a total amount of cubic feet per minute needed in your air purification and your ventilation. And the last thing we're going to fill out is our filter. After you filled out your filter type, the calculator is going to give you a list of your costs, and further down the calculator there are examples that you can scroll to see the different types of units that we offer for this project. So these units are the LA2RC2. That is a ceiling hung unit. You can see they are suspended by chains. Then we have the LAFC units. The LAFC units are flush to the ceiling. And then we have the WMRC2. The WMRC2s are mounted flush into the wall. And our most popular option right now is the LAAS. In an LAAS system, the air purification is outside of the room, and the clean air and removal of the dirty air is done through registers on the walls and ceiling, however you want to set that up. So let's fill out the calculator and see how it all works. Let's scroll up to the dimensions area. We're going to type in 30, 15, and a ceiling height of 10. I want to let you know here that we suggest that you don't go any higher than 12 foot unless the area above 12 foot has a mezzanine and there's people up there. Then we get to the presets. If you want the presets shown or not, you can just toggle them on and off. The presets give you 5 choices of levels of air purification and noise reduction levels. They are starting out with standard, and that's kind of a low budget number, 20 air changes per hour, but the background noise quite loud, equal to the sound level of a crowded restaurant. And all the way down to iconic. At iconic, you would have very good smoke and odor control, and the noise level of the system equal to that of quiet conversation. For our project that we're working through here, we'll put it on Elite, and you can see that it's moved us to 25 air changes per hour for our air quality, and it's moved us to 30 air changes per hour for our noise reduction, comparable to rain falling on the roof. From there, we get down to the ventilation section. So when we look at the amount of ventilation we don't need a whole ton of it. The best practice is 3 air changes per hour, but we've helped many cigar lounge open up at 1 air change per hour. It comes down to the budget and how much fresh air you need into your system for what your expectations are. And the ventilation systems we use, as I said, is an ERV, which is an energy recovery ventilator. Let's scroll to the help and take a look at what we say down there. An energy recovery ventilator is the difference between a vented room and a climate controlled lounge. While a standard fan just throws expensive heated cool air out the window, an ARV uses specialized heat exchanger to swap the energy. And how it works It pulls smoky air and brings the fresh air in simultaneously. And these two air streams pass each other, they don't mix. Um, but when they do, it pre-treats the incoming air, and the air coming in isn't super hot or super cold. It's um, much more like the air in the room. And an untreated ventilation system, that's simply just bringing air from outside and taking air inside out. And you could get a jet of cold air, you could get some hot air coming in, but we're not doing an awful lot. And more than likely, your HVA system will be able to overcome that. What we see now, we can look at our total numbers. For our smoking room, the way we filled out our calculator tells us we need 3,013 CFM of total cubic feet of cleaned air, 2,863 of it from air purification, and 150 CFM from ventilation. Then on the filter choice, we use HEPA here. The reason we use HEPA is it is the most popular, um, it's the best and the easiest to maintain. Let's take a look then at the cost. So for this system, it said we needed 2.5 smoke heaters. It's been rounded up to 3, and the cost for those is $8,100 delivered. And it says we're going to use a 200 CFM ERV unit. The cost on that is $2,200. And then it shows us our total cost for the system. And you can count on that being the price you're going to pay. Below that, we have the estimated annual replacement filter cost. These are pretty darn close, and for this system, it's going to be $2,910 a year for all of the filter costs. Another thing we put in here, sometimes people want to say, hey, I'm thinking about putting in a mini split system. If I put a mini split system in, I wonder what it's going to cost me. So if you're interested, you can hit yes, and the calculator calculates for your space that you'll need about a 1.5 ton unit, and they run anywhere from $3,000 to $6,750. That's equipment only, depending on what options you choose in the mini split. So that's an overview of the calculator. This should give you a good idea of how much money you need to spend on your air purification system. It should also give you some ideas as to what you can achieve. The pictures below, they scroll down into the page where you can see how these different um, smoke heaters mount. And this should give you ideas of what you can achieve with your space. So thanks for watching the video, and I hope to be hearing from you soon on the phone if you need some help. Have a great day. Goodbye.